You want some Pokemon buys for your investment portfolio? Let's talk about it right after this. All right, everybody, I'm Andy with Northwoods TCG, and today we're going to be looking at some single investments that can be a dual threat. That's right, when we're looking at Pokemon investments, sometimes having options is going to be your best solution, and these are going to be cards that can fit that bill. So number one, they'll do good overall in the next few years. I have no doubt that all these Illustrator Rares will continue to go up in value fairly well. And number two, they also have some great ability factor to them. So if you can find that good copy, you could actually get some grading on that and have a great change to your investment, a great up in your investment portfolio by doing so. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at these. I have a few of them here on the list. They are all going to be from the early sets of the Scarlet and Violet era. So we're looking at Illustrator Rares realistically from Scarlet and Violet to Paradox Rift, and we're kind of jumping over 151 because 151, let's be 100% honest, is still up in the air for what's going to happen with that, and there's a lot of fluctuation right now currently on 151. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go jump into these. And one last thing before we do, just to set the ground rules straight, this is not a video to talk about missed opportunities. This is not a video to talk about you missed a bandwagon already. This is a video for someone that is new, maybe hasn't been looking, or is looking for opportunity now that they maybe weren't doing 6 months ago. We can always say that you can go back in time and got something at a better price, but that does not mean it's not a bad investment it's a bad investment at this point in time. Just means that you could start at a different point. Everybody can jump on the train at a different location and still have success. So we're going to go ahead and jump into some of these. We're going to give you the good ones. We're going to start with the most expensive, going all the way down to the cheapest. And that way, if you're on a quest for some high-end cards, you got that opportunity. Or if you're in a quest for some really good budget-friendly Pokemon investments, well, we're going to give you that as well. So the first one we're going to jump into is this card, which is going to be the Groudon. That's right. We're going all big dog with Groudon, coming straight from Paradox Rift. Currently, right now, this card varies in price from like $96 down to $85. Average price right now is about $89 currently on this particular card. And the good news is that this card has kind of stabilized in the market. It went up, it came down a little bit. Now it's kind of flatlined. And I actually think that what I'm seeing right now in the current graph tells me we could see this grow again here in the near future. And I'm going to tell you why. And this is going to be a really common point that I'm going to make through a lot of this, and that's going to be the gradability of this particular card. Yes, it's a difficult card to pull, number one, but number two, to grade this card right now in a PSA 10, you're going to get $371 on top of that investment. So for about $100 investment right now, you can turn it around to $375. Now, I'm going to say it's going to be risk. Everybody knows that you're going to have risk when it's involved into this. But the good news is that if you take the risk on this particular card, you're almost going to break even, especially you get around that $90, $85 by the time you pay for grading. You're going to get it about $110 to $115 right now on a PSA 9. So you got a little bit of a safety net if you want to take it. You might zero out. Yeah, you're going to lose some time, but it's still an opportunity at that point as well. So just so you guys know, this is one of my favorite cards. I do enjoy this card. I have a couple of copies of this. One of them is out for grading right now, so stay tuned. If we get a 10 on that one, I will be sure to let you guys know as well to see. Overall, gradability on all of these cards in these early sets is going to be difficult. So we're going to move into the next one, which is going to be one that's been a big talk of the town, which is going to be the Drowsy. That's right, Drowsy was a really expensive card at one point in time. We were sitting at about $76 to $78 for that particular card. Right now, we're looking at about $43 to $31, so averaging out about $37.20, depending on where you look for this one. Now, the reason that I think that this card is about to go up again in price is, once again, the gradability of this particular card. Comes from Scarlet and Violet. It's one of the first runs that came out. Definitely the quality issues are pretty strong in them early sets, especially between Scarlet and Violet and Obsidian Flames. But as you can see, we got a PSA 10 right now for about $405, which is going to be a draw for a lot of people to purchase this card, still trying to rifle through, finding that potential PSA 10 to send out. So if you can buy this card right now between $40 and $37, hopefully around 31, you have some really good opportunity to play to potentially be able to see some value. And once again, getting this graded, you can still double up on the raw price and go up to about $63. So you do have a little bit of a safety net to take a shot at that grade, see if you can get that 10. And if you don't, you're going to get a 9, you're going to break even and be able to hold that. And it's probably going to go up in value as well in the next few months, a year as well. That 9 value will go up as well, which will give you a little bit of a edge when it comes down to this particular card. Moving on to the next one. This is going to be the Angry Morpeko. That's right. It's kind of a funny card. I like this card. It's a collectible card because individuals do like Morpeko. Morpeko is a cool Pokemon. I like that he's happy when he's full, dark when he's angry. It fits most people's personality when it comes down to food. And it's a really cute Pokemon when it comes down to it for the females in the Pokemon hobby. I see a lot of females, even my daughter, very much driven to liking a Morpeko. So this is a great opportunity for collectors there. This card ranges from about $20.25 all the way down to about $18.20. Average price right now is about $18.98, so about $19 for this purchase right now. Once again, a difficult card to grade coming from Paradox Rift. Personally, I have about 5 of these. None of them are close enough to where I want to be able to send them out for grading right at this point in time. And if you do miss on this one, I'm just going to warn everybody, you will not break even at a 9 at this point in time. Does that mean that that could change in the future? Absolutely. You could get a 9 now, and in another 2 years, the price of 9 could be $50, $60, which means that you're going to have value as well. So I still think that there's a good safety net in this card, but you will definitely pay out on the 10, getting about $200 currently on a PSA 10 on this card. And the price on this has been pretty well flatlined now for the last few weeks. So about that $19, $20 range is where it's sitting currently, but I could see this one spiking as well in the near future, giving you a good opportunity to jump in on an investment. Let's jump into the next one. Once again, this is going from high to low. The next one I have on my list is going to be Cleffa. This is coming straight from Obsidian Flames. And right now, the card is ranging from about $21.30 down to $17.93. It's averaging out at about $19.09, just so you guys have an idea what you're looking at. This card had peaked out about a month ago at about $27. It's currently down to about that $18 range, but it is starting to flatline on the curve, which tells me this one is, again, poising up to go up in value due to the fact that it's not easy to grade. Once again, we're looking at a grade of about a 50-50 chance of getting a 10 on this one. It has a lot of dark hollow foil, which easily shows scratches. Number one. Number two, the Obsidian Flame line was very, very known to have a little bit of a mark above the name of the Pokemon, which has been a big factor for why 2 of mine will not ever go out for grading, is because they have a little bit of a mark above that name. And so that's going to be a production issue that's sitting in this card that's preventing this card to really getting that PSA 10 that people are desiring. So if you go for the 10, you do have a good card without that mark, you have a good card with good centering, then you're going to be able to see about a $219 price point right now for a PSA 10 on the open market. At 9 is going to lose you some money right now. If you do come back with a 9 at about $35, just because of the amount of them out there right now. You're at 2,500 out there in a 9 versus 1,100 in a 10. And that's a big factor when you're looking at why the 9 is actually sitting so low. But there again, you wait time, popularity keeps going up, grading difficulty goes up, price of the raw goes up, the 9 naturally gravitates and goes up as well. So there is that opportunity that if you do get a 9 now, you could sit on it for a while, have an opportunity to see the price go up in the future. Moving on, we're going to go up to the Scyther. That's right, this is coming from Obsidian Flames again. Obsidian Flames is giving us a few of them right now, and this one is about $11.36 all the way up to $14.22. And we're averaging out right now at about $12.22 on this particular card. This card was up to about $17 at one point in time. We've seen it kind of trace back down to about this $12 range. And now, once again, it's kind of flatlining, which tells me we're getting to a point where we'll see an increase in value again. As we see these graphs kind of flatten out, some of them are starting to kind of turn up, or we've run a week where the price hasn't really gone down and really hasn't gone up. That tells you that they're getting to a plateau, and typically when you're looking at Illustrator Rares, where you can get a 10 out of this for a $10, $11 card, potentially turn it around and get a $200 PSA 10 out of it, some great grading opportunities. Once again, it is about a 1 in 3 chance, though, of getting a 10. So be very cautious about this card. Once again, I do know the centering has been an issue. I have about 10 of these cards. I like the artwork overall. I think it's going to be a great artwork futuristically, but I just want to give you guys a heads up. Centering can be an issue with this, and also the marks on the upper corner above the name. Once again, coming from Obsidian Flames, a very common issue. But once again, beautiful artwork, futuristically, going to do really well, I think. Definitely a nice card to have in your collection for sure. Moving on to our last two, so we're coming down to the 1 of 2. We're going to be going back to Obsidian Flames again for Gloom. That's right, this Gloom card. A great card as well to get a potential PSA 10 if you're looking for that. Otherwise, you're looking at about $10.70 up to $14.11. Average card price right now is about $13.48. Right now, if you were to get this in a 10, you're going to be looking at about a $185 card right now. And it's about a 1 in 3 chance again of getting that PSA 10. So just keep that in mind. Once again, I have about 6 of these cards. All of them have a little bit of an issue either with the gloss, it seems like when it was printed, or scrape lines on the back of the cards that are preventing me from sending them out for grading. So there is some mechanical issues that are happening in Obsidian Flames. So definitely, if you have these in your collection already, consider looking them over very nicely and doing that and going over to see if you got some potential PSA 10 quality in these cards. Definitely an opportunity. Once again, we're looking at a flatline price. We've been sitting at about $13 to $14 right in that range now for a few weeks. We're starting to see some bottom out, and that tells me that we're going to be poised for another bit of maybe another gain coming up on these Illustrator Rares, especially as this market, as we get past Journey Together. Journey Together gets old. People are going to go back and start looking at some of these older cards again to see what they can do to try and turn and burn for some profit. So that gives you an opportunity to poise yourself, and it's also going to continue futuristically. Hard grades tell me that you're going to have some investment opportunity. Moving on to the last one that I have for you here tonight. And before you go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button if you have made it this far in the video, and consider hitting that subscribe button to help out the channel grow as well. Also, make sure you guys consider joining the membership. It helps out the channel, helps me out for putting out this content for you. I'm trying to get 31 subscribers for this year. That way I can get 1 cup of coffee free every single day for myself at work. And also consider contributing to the channel by joining and buying in some merch. That's right, we got some t-shirts and things down below you may enjoy, that you might like to have for yourself. Very comfortable t-shirts and sweatshirts like this. Nice hoodies to just relax in at your house. So, going into the last one, which is going to be in Obsidian Flames, again with the Houndour. That's right, we're bringing in the Houndour. We got Houndoom doing extremely well, going up at Shrouded Fable. I think the Houndour is going to get dragged up right with it. We did have a peak of it about $17. Currently, the price is between $8.22 up to about $10, and the average price right now is about $983. If you can get this card into 10, you're looking at about $163, but it is about a 50-50 chance right now of getting a 9 to a 10. Good news is that a 9 almost breaks even on this particular card if you purchase it in the open market. So you're right on that break-even line on this particular card with a 9. And futuristically, I think that that's not going to be a problem. I think it's going to catch legs. Once again, we are sitting at about a week and a half, 2 weeks with no real value changes in this particular card, which tells me, once again, we are probably poising this card again to go up in value here in the near future. Like I said, Journey Together is new. Everybody's on Journey Together. Some of these cards have just been kind of forgotten and dragged out, and nobody's really looking at them anymore. And thus, that's what's causing this kind of slowdown on these Illustrator Rares. Do I think they're done slowing down? Do I think they'd be great for your collection? Do I think that there's a value here in the near future in them? Yes, I think all of the above. I think yes to everything that I just said. So I think you can do this with a lot of Illustrator Rares. These are ones that I've been personally going into and buying just for a lot of reasons that I just spoke on in here. I think number one, they're kind of fan favorites. They got collectability behind them. All of them kind of have a backing of fans that do enjoy this artwork and just enjoy the singles. You can go through and look at every one of these and see that. The Gloom is probably the one that's on the fence, but I think the gradability factor on that one's really going to be the big factor why this one's going to do well over all of them. But all the rest of them kind of have a fan favorite following, kind of good evolutionary lines with fan followings behind them. So I think they're all going to do rather well here in the near future. So hopefully this list was good for you. Hopefully this helps you out. If you're new in Pokemon investment, yes, you may have missed the Houndour at about $4 or $3.50, and now it's already up to $9. Yeah, some people would argue that it's a bad time to buy in. Do I think it's a bad time to buy in, even though it's up to $9 versus $3.50, $4? Not at all. I think that overall in the scheme of things, in the next 5 years, we're going to see some really good value on these because we just are not getting reprints. The amount of cards that are going to be available in the open market is going to continue to just kind of be what it is, and we're not going to see any coming back in at this point in time. All these sets are almost 2 years old, if not over 2 years old by quite a bit, and that's going to be a real factor to why I think that these are quite investable cards that would be good for your investment in the near future. So hopefully this helps you out. If it does, hit that subscribe, hit that notify, hit that like, and make sure that you help out the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.